Oh, well, howdy. You're finally awake. How'd you sleep? Well, I mean, I asked that as if I haven't, been sitting here, just waiting for you to wake up. Oh, yeah, you were asleep for, probably 16, 17 hours. It's fine, it's fine. How was your trip? Well, no, you didn't leave the cave. I mean, your trip is in the... Oh, dear. You're not the brightest torch in the chest, are you? No, I don't mean that offensively. I noticed you don't really catch on to things as quick as one would expect you to. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine. Anyway, have you thought about what you're gonna do? No. Well, probably not. You were too busy sniffing colors. You were real fun though. You got real happy for a couple hours, and then you got real sad, and that one was weird. Um, and then you passed out for another hour or two, and then when you woke back up, you were asking me all kinds of existential shit, which was an interesting. That was an interesting conversation we had. Do you remember any of that? No. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, you were telling me about how badly you needed the money, and you still had to bring me in because there was still a job to be done. So then you asked me what I was going to do with you after the high wore off, because obviously I can't let you go back to town and start blabbing your gums. So then I mentioned very briefly that I did, for a moment, consider just eating you. And you got very upset about that. Yeah, kind of like that. I said briefly considered, have you been devoured? That is correct. You have not been. So obviously, I took that option off the table. We were just brainstorming. You throw stuff out, you see what sticks. It didn't stick, and here we are. You're still in one piece. And granted, I would eat you in one piece too. Anyway, let's stop talking about that for a minute because we're not going to do that. So here's the question that I have for you, and it is, what could I possibly do to convince you that you don't need to turn me into the crown? Well, I know you need money, but like, we're gonna have to come up with something else here. Have you considered talking to Gray down at the brothel? No. Well, I've heard he's a real nice. Sorry, they're a real nice individual, I guess. I don't know the terms. Um, I don't really talk to the people much. I'm not sure what is politically correct. I know that they go by they a lot, so we're just gonna go with that one. I've never heard an official statement on that, but anyway, not the point. Point is, have you considered seeing if Gray would give you a job down at the brothel instead of you having to come out and hunt quote unquote monsters, which you did call me quite a few times, by the way, which was very rude. That's not a nice thing to say to somebody, especially after they fed you a dried lizard and real fun drugs. Well, alright, I'll accept your apology. It's just, I get that a lot. Well, if I and I've not never been to town. I've been there before. I just choose to not live there. Duh. Well, yes, I know my clientele is in town, but that doesn't mean I need to live near my clientele. Look at me. That's why I don't live in town. Well, part of it. I don't look like you, and no offense, but y'all humans are kind of racist. And if I don't look like you, I would have already been thrown in the who scale just for looking like this, well before they ever knew that I brewed recreational poisons. So, I live out here around closest neighbors I got are the centaurs, and they're quite a ways away now as far as territories go. I don't own a lot, but I have a little bit like this cave and a little bit of surrounding so I can forage for ingredients. But that's neither here nor there. We were talking about you. Well, nobody's ever been interested in talking about me before. That's very strange. Are you still high by chance? No. Okay. Well, you see, I don't really know what to say. But again, we were talking about you and what it would take to convince you to shut up politely. Well, I mean, there's plenty of gold in the back, down one of those tunnels back there. But I don't really need gold out here. That's just what the townsfolk give me in exchange for my concoctions. I mean, yeah, but like, you could have some, but like, what is in it for me outside of your silence? Because I feel like, no offense, I don't mean this offensively, bless your heart, but I feel like you're gonna take more than you need just based on the character traits that I have experienced from you thus far. Yeah, you're not really subtle, I think is the way to put that. You're very I want to say, again, please don't take offense to this, but you're kind of predictable. But to be fair, a lot of the humans that I experience are quite predictable. So, I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. You can, I mean, like I said, you can take some of that gold back there, but I feel like you're gonna take more than you need. So we're gonna have to negotiate that out a bit before I let you back there. Also, there's some real big spiders back there, so you might not want to go back there alone. They will probably eat you. So you're gonna have to let me go get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna go into town with you. There ain't no way in hell that you're gonna convince me to go to town with you. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you that the majority of your people are quite fear-ridden, hatred-ridden, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, about people like me. Hybrids especially, because hybrids let them know that humans and non-human creatures, but of human or above human intelligence, can in fact coexist quite peacefully, because hybrids, like myself, are living proof of that. And that challenges their entire ideology, and that really messes them up, so they get real mad about it. I don't know what I did to them, because they seem to take my existence real personally, and I ain't done nothing to them except get them all real happy with my concoctions. The thing is, when I deliver, I usually have my hood up and my head down, and I try not to say any words with S's so my tongue doesn't come out, because he's kind of hard to hide. So plus it's always under the guise of night, so you can't see my scales or my eyeballs that you so kindly pointed out on our first meeting. Yeah, you're not. I'm not gonna hold you too accountable for that, really, because I'm gonna assume that you don't really experience a lot of people like me. Where you're from, yeah. You seem like you're from the more inner city, to be fair. Again, please don't take offense to that. I don't know what's really offensive to you guys. Most of the people, humans that I have met, have just tried to, kill me. So I ate them. Yeah, no, that one wasn't a joke. Yeah. To be fair, in my defense, it was self-defense. They tried to kill me, so I ate them. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand the question. What do you mean, do I have any special powers as a hybrid? I mean, I can see in the dark. I can see like a snake does. I can spit venom like my mama could. Yeah, could. They killed her. They also killed my dad for mating with her. But, that's that crown of yours. I think he was actually still the king when that happened. I don't know. It's irrelevant. I just live in this cave. Yeah. So it's probably not a great idea for you to go wandering around in the woods after dark. So I'll go get you gold now. But that being said, it's probably a good idea for you to stay put for the night and head out in the morning. Yeah. Not that I don't greatly enjoy your company, but you don't really belong out here. And by that, I mostly mean most of the people or creatures in these here woods would very much like to eat you. Some will cook you first at the very least, and some won't. The centaurs won't. Yeah, no. And speaking of which, we're gonna still have to roll you in mud before you leave, just because they probably already caught your scent and are looking for you. Because they are a very hungry bunch of people. But outside of that, yeah, I'm gonna go get that gold for you. We'll bring a sack, and you can tell me more or less. But the sack is kind of the ceiling there. Anyway, I'll be right back, and you stay put. There's also another dried lizard over there. Mostly he just died in here because he got lost and just kind of desiccated. So you can eat that if you want. That's really all I got right now. Unless you want some magic mushrooms. And by magic, I mean you'll smell colors again. But it might be a good time. But that would just mean you're going to be here longer. And neither one of us really seem to want that. So anyway, I'm going to go. Yeah, you make yourself real comfy.